Hey guys, Josh Conner with Case Academy. Checkpoint 4 in our system, front foot strike. So this is a very key checkpoint in our system. At the end of the day, you can do a lot of things wrong. As long as you're in a good spot here, you're probably in good shape. So front foot strike, we talk about how that front foot contacts the ground. There's lots of varying ways. Again, there's no one way to do it, and that's what we think is good about our system is it gives you variability within each checkpoint as long as you get to a common checkpoint. So we like to teach slightly heel first or ball of foot. The ones that we don't really like are super heel first, or we really don't like instep, and we really don't like toe. We feel like the slightly heel rock or the ball of foot one really allows you to kind of get into that lead leg and have front knee extension and create some projectile, so to speak. In terms of like how we want the foot to land, we are generally want straight on or slightly blocked off. The one that we kind of want to avoid is over rotated. We'll talk more about if you're landing over rotated, what that might mean. Obviously each person's individually unique, but generally speaking, in my experience, what we've seen is if you're an over rotator, you're probably a pretty mobile, limber guy. You've probably got lots of laxity, probably range of motion in your hips. You're trying to actually tap in to that tension. And basically, if your foot is starting at 90, so to speak, and you go here, maybe you've got more range of motion than most people. So one common fix for that, we've actually seen people kind of externally rotate their plant leg, and then now when they use that, they end up being more online. So moral of the story, we don't want guys to over rotate. We want them to be on or slightly blocked. Depends if you're kind of a hip driven or femoral driven setup. But in terms of front foot strike, I don't really care if you land a little bit offline, a little bit crossfire. Again, whatever kind of your setup is, as long as you have good direction, meaning out of my leg lift, I'm not completely drifting off. As long as my hips are on line, I really don't care if you're an offline, crossfire, straight on line guy. But what the main checkpoint we're looking for here is as I plant and I start to begin my glove tuck, the main checkpoint we're looking at is the arm here. We want to make sure that our throwing side chest is visible to center field. My hips have planted, so we've hopefully used them. My chest is still visible to center field. I've kind of got some internal rotation left in the ball. I'm at 90-90 or just slightly inside. So that would be a good hip to shoulder separation move position to be in at front foot strike, and where I've got the ball back here. So we really talk about the elbow being behind the shoulder, but the ball being in front of the elbow. We don't want to be rolled over. At front foot strike, we definitely don't want the elbow to be in front of the shoulder. We're trying to get into that pec. So when we're looking at front foot strike, those are some of the key spots that we're looking at. And again, we'll talk about arm care or arm path. I don't care if it's short, long, in between, as long as you're at this position at front foot strike where you can separate the hips from the shoulders and hold this back, and you've basically put yourself in a good spot to create some stretch shortening cycle as you go into layback. That's the main takeaways from the checkpoint. So checkpoint 4 in the system, front foot strike, really looking for, again, how our foot's contacting the ground, but also where is our arm and our entire shoulder girdle at that front foot strike.